Since 2008, 130 American students and scholars have come to Scotland on a Fulbright Award. We're very proud of our partnerships with 9 Scottish universities and very pleased to see many of them represented today.
There's ample evidence that this partnership has been successful both for Scotland and for the United States, and indeed, more importantly, perhaps for the people involved. In a troubled world, probably the role of education is never more important than it is right now.
Fulbright was very influential in how I then moved forward in public health. It just also opens so many doors as well. The connections that I've managed to make through Fulbright have been really influential in all my work, not just on the COVID pandemic.
So I'm not here just to bring something to you. I have to be open to what you bring to me. And I think out of my Fulbright, that is one of the most important lessons I learned.
In undergrad, I was the student who was trying to avoid study abroad at all costs because I didn't think I could physically be away from home. And now 4 years later, my parents are like, "Are you ever coming back?" And I'm not sure I would have had the confidence or the ability, the network, to pursue the PhD that I did and the work that I'm doing now had it not been for my Fulbright.
So I think just like a piece of advice and something that I love about Fulbright is that they're not just looking for, the burgeoning experts in that field, but they're excited about people who are excited about other topics.
And it's really, the Fulbright is an opportunity to plant seeds. Everybody brings expertise and experience and commitment, and they can be the sower of these seeds for that inspiration and aspiration of future Fulbrighters.
I guess Fulbright, when we talk about sowing the seed was sown with my kids when they were that age, at 3rd and 5th grade. They know about Fulbright, they talk about Fulbright. My son's about to sit his first set of exams at school, and he mentioned about a month ago that it would be good to do an international scholarship like we did in America. We, not you, Dad, we.
There's huge potential in digital, clearly, but it goes back to our point earlier on. If we're going to maximise that potential, but also do it in such a way as to try and minimise this concept of there being an experience for those who can afford it and an experience for those who cannot, this involves a whole institutional approach as well.
It's a weird intangible in higher education, and Fulbright, I think, from what I've heard and understood, is part of that. You can't say this is what you're going to get, but it's an intangible benefit of being able to be inside these institutions, where stuff like that just happens. In Edinburgh Uni, Glasgow Uni do exactly the same.
What I love about it is the two-way connection between it. So it's an investment in the US government from the American people, but it also goes the other way. And it's a recognition of the importance of this two-way street between bringing our citizens here and their citizens there in the education field. And it's connections like the Fulbright that can bring those things together, which is going to eventually pay benefits in both of our countries and the wider world.
I've reflected many times on my Fulbright experience, and each time I'm left with another way in which I have been and will continue to be impacted. As I come to the end of my Fulbright experience, I know it has changed me, and I imagine many of you feel the same. It's hard to put a finger on just what it was that changed me, probably because it was no one thing, it was everything.